agonist muscles for the hang clean include the trapezius, the deltoid, the levator scapula, the soleus, the gastrocnemius, the quads, the hamstrings, and the gluteus maximus.
The hang clean, the actions that occur are anterior pelvic rotation, knee flexion, knee extension, posterior pelvic rotation, elevation of the shoulder girdle, elbow flexion, wrist extension, depression of the shoulder girdle, hip flexion, and hip extension.
Alright, here's an example of how to use the muscles in a hang clean.
Good morning. Did you know that the agonist muscles for Australian pull-ups are the latissimus dorsi, the trapezius, the rhombus, the deltoids, the brachialis, and the brachioradialis?
Alright, during pull-ups, when you pull your body up to the bar, the actions that occur are flexion of the elbow joint, adduction of the scapula, which is also considered the shoulder girdle, and then when you lower your body from the bar, the actions that occur are extension of the elbow joint and abduction of the scapula or shoulder girdle.
Here's an example of how to use the same muscles in an Australian pull-up.
Agonist muscles for the shoulder shrugs are the levator scapula and the trapezius. And the actions are elevation and depression.
Here's an example of all the muscles you use during your shoulder shrug.
Now why would you swing at that?
Hello there, let me put my tiny glass down. Alright, did you know that for the squat, the agonist muscles that are used are your hip extensors, which include your gluteus maximus, your semimembranous, semitendinosus, and biceps femoris. And the knee extensors are the rectus femoris, vastus medialis, vastus intermedius, and vastus lateralis. The plantar flexors include your gastrocnemius and your soleus. I think that's it.
Alright, during the squat, when you perform the eccentric part of it, which is lowering of your body, the actions that occur are hip flexion, knee flexion, and anterior pelvic rotation. And then when you perform the concentric part of the squat, the actions that occur are knee extension, posterior pelvic rotation, and hip extension. And when you're just holding the bar in place, what's occurring is elbow flexion, wrist extension, and flexion of fingers and your thumb.
Here's an example of all the muscles you use in a squat.
Holy cow! If you're gonna swing like that, just sit on the bench the rest of the game.
Join the club.